Good Tuesday morning, Mount Olive Church family, friends, everybody that joins us online for our devotions this week. And we're talking about giving God the glory, preparing to do this devotion. And you know what? God's going to get the glory. Sometimes things come at us and the devil will try to fight with us and get us down. But we're not going to do that. God's going to get the glory. He's going to get the glory out of this devotion. So we come about with this as we were talking yesterday in our group, all the ministers and teachers, the ones that do the devotions. We were talking about, a way that we were going to go. We were going to go another direction, then it ended up going with this. And I think it all stemmed from our service Sunday and the testimony that Sister Alyssa give with Sailor and his birth and everything they went through, and it really touched my heart. Brought back a lot of emotions, I guess, for me. A lot of memories for me as I heard her tell of the story and what she had went through, and not being able to hold the baby, and it was a lot of things we went through with Lauren when she was young and doing the chemo, and a lot of times couldn't. One time I remember her being in a like the croup tent type thing and couldn't be with her. And I'll never forget the time of walking in St. Jude Hospital, and Chas was pregnant with Madeline, and Madeline. I called her Madeline. Everybody calls her Maddie. I wonder why I done that. She's not. She might have been in trouble today. I said Madeline, but so Chas was pregnant with Maddie, and so I had to take Lauren in that day for her surgery, and that was one great thing about St. Jude. They would let you stay with them till they went to sleep, and I was able to lay her down on the operating table. But walking out of there, man, that was so tough. That was so hard. And as they talked about, going to CHOP, the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, and that was it's one of the top, pediatric hospitals. I'm sure in the entire United States, if not the best. And we talked about going there, so that brought back a lot of things for me. And so when we talk about giving God the glory, there was one thing the pastor said in his Monday devotion that really stuck with me. And for God to get the glory out of situations, in our testimonies and what we share, it's for God to be known and Jesus to be shown. Man, put that on a hat and on a t-shirt, put it on a banner and let's hang it up somewhere. Cause I love that. That was great. But I'm going to share one verse with you, and this comes from Isaiah 41:10. And this is Lauren's verse, and I stole it. And I know the pastor had shared this with her a few years back when, the cancer had came back. And I used to be bad to say when they thought the cancer had come back. The cancer did come back. There was something there, and I seen it on the screen. And I know what God done. So this is kind of the verse that we held on to through that time and through those few days when everything was just going crazy and we were getting shipped back out. But it says this. It says, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness." And I know if you're a regular Mount Olive Church family, you've heard this story. You shared a little bit before, but I'm sure a lot of people haven't. I'm going to share it today for a devotion. But, a few years back when the cancer came back, we were at Johnson City, and as TJ and Rocky and Roz, Tammy, and so many people that came over that night. TJ went in and spent a little time with Lauren, and I guess I was probably outside with some of the others, and he went in and spent some time with her. And I know they talked about this verse, and the Lord had give him this verse to share with her, and it's something that we held on to, and it was crazy. I went and found this tonight. I've got it in my drawer. That camera's not going to show that right, but it says this bracelet, says Isaiah 41:10, and on the other side it says, "We pray for Lauren." And I think I want to say Roz had those made. I'm pretty sure it was probably her, because I think sometime over the next few days when we got back, she handed me a bag of about 200 of them that were left over that we didn't get to pass out because we just wasn't down there for just a couple of days. But to share to tie this verse in, I want to tell you that when we went in that night and all gathered around Lauren's bed and we had prayer, there's times that you pray and sometimes you feel like, I hope God heard me. I'm just being honest, right? Sometimes we pray and we're so beaten down, we're so discouraged, and sometimes we pray and we feel like, did it go anywhere? Did it leave? Did it reach the throne of heaven? But that night in that hospital room at Johnson City, as we gathered around that bed, I can tell you when we prayed that night, that the bells on the throne of heaven, they were ringing. We were reaching the throne, and that was only through and by Jesus Christ that we were able to do that. But as we prayed that night, there's something that me and TJ had said over the next several days leading up to going to Memphis, that we prayed one way. And he talked a little bit about this Monday. See, sometimes all the situations don't turn out exactly how we think they might, but we prayed one way. And I know me and him both prayed this way, and that was for God, whatever it is, you just show yourself again and you get the glory from this. You get the glory. And so that verse has kind of always brought that back to me, to not fear. Sometimes that's hard, but God says, don't fear. He's with us. And if he's with us, he's going to get the glory. If he's with us, he's going to get the glory. Don't be discouraged. Don't be dismayed. God is going to get the glory. You just be able to share your story. Share your story. You've got something to tell someone about what God's done for you. That's my challenge for you today. Maybe someone that you talk to every now and then, but you're not particularly best friends with them. You talk every day. I want you to reach out to someone today. Just let them know what God's done with you. Maybe it's going to surprise them, but just send a little text today. Say, hey, did I ever tell you what God done in this situation? And give God some glory. That's what it's all about. I hope everybody has a great week. Stay blessed. Keep loving on one another, and let's keep giving God the glory.